going guys, it's Avfc vlogger here now. Today I am back with a brand new video, and today I'm going to be giving my Premier League 2021 Premier League predictions. Yes, that's right guys, today I'm going to be giving my Premier League 2021 predictions, predicting where every single team will finish this season. And I know, I am supposed to do this video before the Premier League season starts, and there has already been one game week of the Premier League season, but it was so hard to predict, I thought I'd give myself somewhat of an advantage, like a 10% advantage, so I'm going to get straight into it. Maybe a longer video, so that's going to be the intro. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get to 10k by the end of the year. Like this video if you enjoy, and let's get into my Premier League predictions. So, jumping straight into it, the team I've predicted bottom of the league, the team I think that will finish 20th is Fulham. Yes, I know that may seem a bit harsh as Fulham have only just got promoted and I'm predicting them to finish bottom of the league. But if I'm looking at all the other teams in the Premier League, in my opinion, they are the worst team. About 2 seasons ago, Fulham did get relegated from the Premier League. They came straight back up from the Championship. But of course, their season in the Premier League was a very, very bad season. They could not defend to save their lives. They let in far too many goals and they weren't very good. And if you look at the Arsenal game yesterday where they lost 3-0, it's like kind of nothing's changed. Even though they've improved their defence quite a lot with a few new signings that we'll talk about in a minute, literally, it was far too easy for Arsenal. As I said, they have improved in the defensive areas. They've signed Alanino or something, a right back. They've signed Tete from Lyon, which I think is a very good signing. They've also signed a good goalkeeper in Areola. So they have improved defensively, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll finish rock bottom of the league, but I don't see them. Surviving this season. They've also got a very unexperienced manager in Scott Parker, who I do believe has never managed a game in the Premier League. Well, not as a full manager anyway. 19th place, which sounds stupid as I'm predicting them 19th, but I think they actually could be okay this season. I've gone for West Brom. I'm predicting West Brom to finish 19th, but as I said, it may sound a bit stupid, but I do think they could actually, do bits this season or have a chance at staying up. They managed to keep on to Matheus Pereira, who was by far their best player last season. They even got a contract extension, which is good for West Brom. They have made a few signings. They signed Caprari or something. I don't know how you say his name. He's a new centre-back. And I can't remember off the top of my head, but they've also signed another right winger. I just don't think they've got enough in them, to be honest. I think towards the end of the season, they'll just crumble. Slaven Bilic is a good manager, but I just think they're going to get relegated. 18th place, which may come to a surprise to a few people. I've gone for West Ham. I may be wrong on this. I didn't do loads of research at West Ham, but I do believe they've not even made one signing. And they lost to Newcastle yesterday 2-0 at home at the West Ham ground. And they just looked bad. They obviously performed well towards the end of last season where they only just survived like Villa. But throughout the whole season, West Ham were very, very, very poor. And yeah, yesterday they were poor as well. As I said, I don't think they made one signing, and if they have, it's not anything big. It's not like a crazy signing. So I'm sorry, West Ham fans, but I really, really don't see you surviving this season. Just feel like there hasn't been enough change. Yesterday they were rubbish. Throughout the whole season, last season they were rubbish. David Moyes is a very, very hit and miss manager. If I was a West Ham fan, personally, I wouldn't really want him as my manager. I just think they'll get relegated. Sorry to West Ham fans. 17th place, I've gone for Crystal Palace, who could potentially prove me wrong. I do believe that they could finish higher. Of course, they beat Southampton yesterday. They have made some decent signings as well. They signed Michy Batshuayi, who didn't have a bad season for them last season. I do believe he's on loan for them. They also signed Eze from QPR, who a lot of clubs wanted, and I guess they could say they were lucky to get his signature. I just feel like if Zaha gets injured or doesn't play very well, because I don't think he was that good this season, Palace are going in a massive dip in form, and yeah. Towards the end of the season, they had one of the worst records in the league. For God's sake, we even beat them. I just think they're a bad record, and they've only signed like 2 or 3 good players. They might just finish a bit lower. As I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they do finish higher up, but yeah, 17th I've gone for Palace. 16th place. Now, a lot of people might call me biased, but I have gone for the mighty Aston Villa. I just feel like with us holding on to Grealish, us signing Ollie Watkins, us just about to sign Martinez, signing Matty Cash, belief in the squad now, beating Arsenal in the pre-season friendly, Man United in the pre-season friendly with full strength teams. I just feel like we've got more than enough to stay up. And all I want is us to have a better season than last season. Not surviving by the skin of our teeth, doing better, and I'll be happy. 15th place now, I've gone for Newcastle United. Yesterday had a very, very good first game back in the Premier League. They have signed a few players. They've signed Wilson, Ryan Fraser on a free transfer, Jeff Hendrick, who played very well yesterday. Jamal Lewis could be very, very good for them. and I think they'll have a good season. Pretty sure they've signed a couple of other players, but they've got a decent attack, especially if Callum Wilson performs this season, and he may get, you know, a few goals. They've got a decent defence with Lascelles at the back. Bruce could do a job this season, and once again, I could see Newcastle finishing a little bit higher than 15th, but I definitely think they'll survive, and I think they'll have a pretty decent season. Right, 14th place, Burnley. Let's move on. I'm joking, Burnley fans. I'm joking. I think you'll have a decent season. No, you haven't really signed too many players. I don't think you've got rid of that many players. Sean Dyche masterclass, but I do think you'll stay up. I do think you'll have a decent season. Let's move on. 13th place now. Once again, another team that I could see finishing higher than 13th. I've gone for Brighton. Managed to keep on to Ben White, obviously not selling him back to Leeds, which a lot of Leeds fans aren't happy about. They've signed Dendoncker from Wolves, who I thought was a very good signing. He played very well versus us, Villa, last season. They've also got Adam Lallana, so you never know how well he'll perform this season. Graham Potter last season, especially towards the end of the season, played some very, very nice, slick, easy, good football, and I'm pretty excited to see what they'll do this season. Now 12th place, we've got the mighty Leeds. It just feels right to put Leeds up there. Leeds back in the Premier League after 16 years. Leeds nearly beating Liverpool. They've got a very, very good squad, and I'm so excited to see what they can do this season. Once again, signed a couple really good players. Rodrigo, a lot of people are saying, one of the bargains of the season. They signed that Koch guy who plays centre-back, who I don't think is that bad either. I just feel like with them being back in the Premier League, getting so much hype, being so happy to be back in the Premier League, I think they'll smash it this season. Yeah, 12th, I've gone for Leeds. 11th, I've gone for Southampton. Raul Hasenhüttl, Southampton. And the reason is purely because of that man, Raul Hasenhüttl. Obviously, pretty much saved them last season, which it looked like they were confirmed to go down about December time, but they got back up, playing some really, really good football, getting the best out of Danny Ings, James Ward-Prowse. They've officially signed Lerma, which is a very, very good deal from Galatasaray. Obviously, as I said, Ings could score a lot of goals again this season. Raul Hasenhüttl, I really do like the way he plays. The whole Southampton squad really know each other. They really get along. They really know what football they like to play. And although they lost to Palace yesterday, I do think they'll have a very, very good season. In 10th place, I've gone for the main team, Sheffield United. I think they ended up finishing 9th last season. An absolutely incredible season, challenging for Europa League for a lot of the season. Also signed a lot of players as well. They've signed Oliver Berkey from West Brom and Padu from Chelsea, which I know a lot of Sheffield United fans are happy about. That is a very, very good signing. Jayden Bogle and Max Lowe, I think, Lowe, however you say the name. Jayden Bogle played very, very well for Derby last season. I think he'll have a good season for Sheffield this season. And also they signed Ramsdale to replace Dean Henderson, and you know, I definitely can't see them going down at all. I think they'll have a very good season, finishing 10th. I'm sure a lot of Sheffield United fans will take that. Moving on to 9th now, and I may get a lot of stick for this prediction. 9th, I've gone for Tottenham Hotspur. I know what you're all thinking. Am I insane? Am I on drugs? What's wrong with me? But honestly, I do not see Tottenham doing very well this season. Obviously, Mourinho being a very good manager, very class manager with the players that they have at Spurs, that's not the sort of football and players Mourinho wants. And he has, apart from Doherty, they haven't really signed too many players this season. Obviously, Joe Hart as a backup keeper, but that's about it. I don't know how well Kane's going to play this season, you know, just recovering from injury sort of recently. And I really don't see Tottenham doing well. I didn't watch the game yesterday against Everton, but apparently Spurs played very, very bad, and apparently Everton should have got more goals. And as I go on throughout this video, if you look at the teams I put above Spurs, I think the rest of the teams are better than Spurs. So I'm sorry, Tottenham fans, that might be a controversial one, but 9th, I've gone for Tottenham Hotspur. 8th now, doing this video, talking about it now, I feel like I should have put them higher, but 8th, I've gone for Wolves. Of course, Wolves this season breaking their record transfer fee for Fabio Silva, signing an 18-year-old for 40 million euros, I think it is. He's also a centre forward, so I'm not too sure what system they're going to play with, you know, Adama and Jimenez and Silva up front, I don't really know. But either way, they've gone for another Portuguese player, Vinter, also signing from Porto. I think those two did have a very good season in Porto last season. And of course, if they're Portuguese, Wolves have to buy them. Obviously, Nuno, class manager, they did qualify for Europe last season. And I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves finish higher, but 8th, I don't think that's that bad. 7th, another team that I'm very, very excited to see this season is Everton. Maybe I put them a bit too high, I'm not sure, but they've got Decore Allen, James Rodriguez in the midfield now, Richarlison up front, a class manager in Ancelotti. And honestly, I do think Everton have a very good season. I think they'll get some shock results. I think with James Rodriguez and Allen and Corey midfield would be very, very good. But as I said, I'm very excited to see them this season. 6th place have gone for Leicester City. I really don't see them challenging for Champions League this season. I don't see them finishing higher than, 4th? I was going to put them lower, but they did play very, very well against West Brom yesterday. Talking about their performance against West Brom yesterday, their new signing, guy, that's not how you say his name at all. But either way, he played very, very well, and a lot of Leicester fans are excited to see how well he performs this season. I just feel like with how bad they did at the end of last season, I really, really don't see them getting higher than 4th or 5th, I'd say. I feel like 6th still not bad for Leicester. If Vardy scores goals like he did last season, they may finish a little bit higher, but Leicester, I don't really have the best of feeling about. 5th, another surprise, so a few people have gone for Arsenal. With their performance against Fulham yesterday, with then signing the likes of Gabriel, Willian, Lily, whatever the French team's called, midfielder. I think they'll play very well this season. Arteta by now has got to know all the players. They've got a lot of good players. As I said, in that Gabriel, we played very well like yesterday. Aubameyang, of course. I think they'll be the dark horse of the season. I think they'll finish higher than what everyone's predicted them to finish. And I'm pretty sure most Arsenal fans will take 5th. The top 4 in the Champions League. 4th have gone for Manchester United. I just feel like Bruno will really, really do well this season. Once again, Ole's got to know pretty much all the players by now. They've not made any new signings. With Greenwood as well, starting pretty much every week. Martial, Rashford. Jeez, that just gives me nightmares. I think they'll do very, very well this season, but I can't really see Man United finishing higher than, 4th, 3rd. Once again, a very controversial one. A lot of people have said they're going to finish top. I've gone for Chelsea at 3rd. You know, there's too much pressure on them, man. So many people have hyped them up. So many people have bigged them up. But you've got to remember, their manager, Frank Lampard, is not an experienced manager. Of course, there's so many players they've signed. Havertz, Werner, Thiago Silva, Ake, Ziyech, Chilwell. That's just to name a few. Knowing Chelsea, they'd probably sign even more players. Probably sign 5 players by the time this video's done. As I said, there's too much pressure on them, too much hype around them. And with players that are Dutch, players that have came from the French league, players that are Moroccan that have come from the bloody Eredivisie, German players, you know. I just don't think they'll gel as quickly as everyone's thinking. They have a very good season. In the next 2 or 3 years, I can rarely see them getting 1st, 2nd, you know. But this season, I think they're going to get 3rd. And on to the final 2, the top 2, of course, the 2 teams being remaining, City and Liverpool. And in 2nd place, I've gone for Liverpool. I just think City's going to have too much firepower this season for them, you know, not to finish 1st. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. Liverpool, of course, beating Leeds yesterday, but only just match of the day. People were saying that, you know, there's been, more mistakes in that one game against Leeds than there has been the whole of last season. Thiago's very close to signing, but apart from that, they've done no signings, not got rid of anyone. But Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp, very, very, very class. And it's very hard to win the league 2 years in a row. I think a lot of teams know that by now. And I just really don't see Liverpool pushing for it fully. I think they'll have a very, very good season still. But first, Manchester City. I feel like Pep and City are going to be ruthless this season. I feel like Kevin De Bruyne's going to be bloody 10 times better than Messi. I feel like Aguero's going to be scoring loads of goals this season. I feel like Laporte will be back very soon from injury. I'm pretty sure he's already back, so they have a very solid defence. And I just think there'll be too much of Liverpool, too much of Chelsea, too much of the Prem, and I really think they'll smash it this season. It will be close towards the top end of the table. I'm not saying Liverpool won't win the league. Of course, they've got a chance. But I feel like Man City, no matter what game, they'll be ruthless. They'll be wanting to win 6, 7, 8, 10-0 every game. And I can really see them winning the league this season. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's been a very, very hard table to predict. Top and bottom of the table. It's been very, very hard. But either way, I really hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that lovely stuff. And yeah, Villa are staying up. I think City's going to win the league. And up the Villa.